This is going to be painful this morning. We're down to our last 150 litres of red diesel. We've been moving it now and when to order it. What's happening with oil prices? Are they going up? Are they going down? They actually went down about 2 weeks ago, a few pennies, and I thought they were going to go down a little bit more, so I waited, and I got it wrong. They've actually gone back up a few pennies, so just waiting for the lorry to come now. We're having 2,000 litres of gas oil, or red diesel delivered, and today's price, or the price I got it for, was 102.9 pence a litre, plus VAT. So the VAT on red diesel isn't quite as bad as it is on most other things, only 5%, but and I can get it back through my books and my accounting, but it's still a case of, 2,000 litres up 102p or 103p a litre. Doesn't take much to work out the cost, whereas the same load last year would have cost me, I think last year I was paying like about 40 pence a litre, something like that. So yeah, big difference. So, and it's something that we have to absorb. So I can't charge any more for the stuff we produce or the beef, or because it's kind of where the value is. So we have to wear it. But I'm not alone. I'm not unique. Every single farmer, producer, has had to deal with these increased costs of everything: fuel, fertilizers, all the inputs. Basically, everything we need to put in to get a crop out, it's all shot up. So there's no point complaining about it. It is what it is. I'm hoping that maybe 2 years, everything will have calmed down and a few stupid people will have seen sense and backed down and admitted they made an awful mistake and apologised. It'd be nice. And maybe a bit of compensation for all the destruction, if they could afford it. Anyway, we're just waiting for the Surtask man now. He rang me 10 minutes ago to say he'd be here in 10 minutes. So we shopped around a little bit for our fuel this time. We try and use local companies whenever we can, but obviously if the price is right from somebody a bit further away, we'll go with them as well. But this time Surtask, which are a Bristol based company, came up top trumps, so we decided to go with them. So this is the process now of how we have our fuel tanks filled up. The guy in the orange tabard is the trainee, and the guy at the lorry now is the experienced fellow, knows what he's doing. We're just going through tanks, what's in what tank and what I want to put in one, because one's got a sight glass and one hasn't. So we're filling the right hand tank up first because this has no sight glass. He's just told me what a big hole I have in the top of it, as in it's easy to fill, and I said it is because you can also see what's in there. So the guy on the left is asking me why the tanks are up in the air, and I said, so basically I can fuel all my vehicles by gravity. I don't need electricity, I don't need pumps, I don't anything like that. It's up in the air, so everything I've got has a fuel tank lower than the tank, so even if the tanks are nearly empty, I can still fuel up any of my vehicles. So both tanks have a full capacity of, I think it's 1250 litres, that's what each one will hold. The right hand tank that he's just finished filling now still had about a quarter quarter amount of fuel in there. The left-hand tank was almost empty, so I was fairly sure 2,000 litres would go in there, but I was also prepared that, you know, maybe I'd underestimated what was in the right-hand tank and I'd have a bit left. You know, maybe get a bit of change from that huge big cheque I'd just written, or not. Of course the answer is not. No, there was probably enough room. I could have maybe had even another 100 litres, but there you go, there's me bill. Thank you very much, sir, pleasure doing business with you, and see you again next year. Ta-da. Well, took it all. I ordered 2,000 litres and just said to the guys, I might only get 1,800 in there because that tank was still quarter full, but actually we filled that tank up and we're about 5 inches from the top of that one, so 2,000 was spot on. So didn't get any change though. I did say, oh, if I only get 1,800 in there I get a couple hundred quid back, but no. Right, I'll take the camera platform and put it away again. I changed my mind. I've got the skid steer out, the bucket's on, there's a pile of planings there, and I do have a job to do. And the weather's right for it. And I've got nothing else to do for 10 minutes. So I'll do this.
Tell me something new. My ears are black and blue. Verbal abuse. I wish you'd save your breath. Talk is cheap at best. You're dying to confess your latest mess.
This is one of those jobs that he's doing occasionally. Drive gets worn out. I'd like to tarmac the whole thing properly, but it's yeah, the difference between a few hundred quid and many thousands to do it proper tarmac or this. Smoother now. Bit of a dip there to fill up. I'll roll it first and then I'll do that. Pack it down. I smoothed it out a bit. I expect rabbits to be digging holes in it later on, and rain and erosion and cars and young blokes spinning wheels will churn it up eventually, but it's better than it was. And I've managed to dig out some of that timber. Still a reasonable pile left there, and yeah, I've got most of it out of here. I'll finish that off when I've moved that and I've moved that, so I can just pick that up with the pallet forks and clean it off. Right, now I've got some fuel. I'll top up the skid steer and a cup of coffee, I reckon.
How's your day been? Good to see your face. How you doing? Tell me your story. I just wanna have a conversation. I just wanna make a friend or two. I'm not trying to change your mind. All I'm trying to do is be nice.